What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. Yeah, the brown leather jacket is back, guys. That means it's 38 degrees here in Oklahoma City today. We are back with previously, my 2005 Dodge Viper. Just got done picking it up from the Auto Spot LLC. And boy, that Sea Quartz Finest Reserve. Mwah. Now, I'm always bragging on the Auto Spa because they do phenomenal work. This car looks like glass, guys. And if you're wondering how much something like this costs, well, for the paint correction, interior, exterior detail with a 7-year coating, this is Sea Quartz, I think it's called Finest Reserve or something like that. About $2,400 to make her look this good. I'm telling you, this car looks better than it did when it was brand new. This car coming off the showroom floor could not have looked this good. So big shout out and thank you to Brian and his crew right over there at the Auto Spot LLC on Main Street here in Oklahoma City. I highly recommend, whether you've got a Hyundai or a Dodge Viper, or, okay, the Dodge Viper is not the greatest car on earth. It could be a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, a McLaren. They do everything over there, guys, and they will treat every car the same. They do their best to make any car look this good, man. If you got the money to spend on it, I promise you they got the time and the resources to make it look as good as you're willing to have it look. This thing, I'm blown away. I almost hate that I've sold the car now. But I sold it, well, I really traded it basically for my 57 Chevy. And honestly, as cool of a car as this is, in my personal opinion, my 57 Chevy is cooler. This car gets plenty of attention, plenty of looks, but I'm telling you right now, more people stop to talk to me and take pictures of that 57 Chevy than anybody ever did with this car. Now, with that said, it's a phenomenal car, an amazing piece of automotive history right here, and I'm sad to see it go. At the same time, it's going to a great home. The owner is awesome. He's bought several cars from me, so this is just another one he can add to that collection. So now we're headed to David Stanley Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Midwest City because I bought a $4,600 one-off, their custom-made exhaust for this car. It's by Belanger, and it's supposed to add 50 wheel horsepower, keeps the interior 50% cooler. It's lighter weight, it's ceramic-coated exhaust, it's much nicer exhaust, guys. And we're going to take it down to David Stanley. It's got an appointment here in just a few minutes. They're going to throw that new exhaust on, and well, we'll see what it sounds like. But first, maybe I should start it up so you guys can see what it sounds like stock. Kind of like a tractor, right? Oh, listen to those pops. And all that moisture. Yeah, there it is, the tractor. That's what everybody says these things sound like, guys. And I guess they're kind of right. So again, kind of a cold, chilly morning today. She's splattered all out this side. You got a lot of condensation in there because of how hot the exhaust is and how cold it is out here today. It is time, guys. We are about to say goodbye to this car. It's almost out of here, heading down to Florida, which oddly enough is exactly where this car came from. Why don't we get her to David Stanley, and for $1,600 they're going to redo the entire exhaust on this car, and it should sound like a whole new animal when they're finished. All right, guys, here it is at David Stanley getting dropped off for the new exhaust. So here in just a few minutes, we'll come back with the whole new exhaust system on this thing. I can't wait to hear how it sounds. Everybody has been complimenting how good this car looks. It's funny, when it was dirty, nobody wanted to say anything about it. But now that she's all shined up, guys, she's getting compliments all the time. So I guess we're gonna send her down the road here, guys. Let them do what they do. We will come back and see how it sounds with that new Belanger exhaust. All right, we're back. It's time. The car is done. We had quite a few problems this go around with David Stanley, which is highly unusual. That is not something that usually happens, guys, but this time it's kind of a cluster. We have, I told him not to wash them. I mean, there are greasy prints all over the car. Again, I'm not stressing too much about it. There's also grease prints all on the door right here too, man. I mean, it's all over. Obviously, it's kind of a dirty job to do this entire exhaust. I was hoping, though, that it wouldn't have those, grease prints all over. But it is what it is. It had a recall for an occupancy sensor, and they said that they did it. And then after I spent half an hour in an Uber going to pick it up, and then an hour driving the car back down here, they call me and they say they forgot to do the recall. Can I bring it back to them? And I'm like, no. I just paid for an Uber, spent half an hour riding there and another hour getting back down here. No, I can't bring it back for the recall. Then we have another issue. They said that the entire suspension on this car is junk. This car's got 47,000 original miles. It's a clean title, okay? Clean title, not wrecked, no accidents. Help me understand this, guys. Help me understand a completely shot suspension at 47,000 miles on this car. I find this very difficult to believe. They said all 4 ball joints, front and rear, upper and lower, are bad. Sway bar end links are bad. Tie rods are bad. And I'm sitting here thinking, I've had this car well into the triple digits, guys. Well over 120, around 130 miles an hour, I think, is the top speed I've had on this car. And this thing doesn't falter. The steering doesn't shake, it doesn't vibrate, nothing feels out of whack. Going over bumps, it's completely fine. So I don't know. We ended up paying $1,600 out the door to get the exhaust installed, and it's done. So it's finished. And then there's one more problem that came on while I was coming down here. This was not a problem we had before, but now we have a check engine light. Yeah, now I know the car's not running, but trust me, check engine light came on after I was about halfway here. I'm not turning around and driving it back, and this is ridiculous. I ran the diagnostic on it. We have an evap leak. I get 2 codes, one for a small leak, one for a large leak, and 2 of them are pending, one of them is current, but it's all the same large and small evap. So why don't we fire it up, guys? You want to hear what it sounds like? I'm going to tell you this. This ear, when I got here, I could not hear out of it. This ear was mostly deaf by the time I got here. This exhaust, and I love loud pipes, guys. I love loud pipes, but this son of a gun, holy crap. It's not tuned. It's just got a new exhaust on it. The Belanger exhaust, it was $4,600. This car should have come from the factory with this exhaust because it sounds crazy. It screams when you're going down the highway. Oh my God, the pops and bangs. Here we go. Take a listen to that. Sounds like a tractor, doesn't it? Trust me, going down the road, she sounds mean. And they called me and told me that one of my catalytic converters had melted. They said, I don't remember which side it was, but they said one of the catalytic converters was almost completely plugged up and everything inside of it was melted. So good thing we got the exhaust and we got it done. Wow, there's so, look at the grass. I mean, yeah. So why don't I sit you guys on the ground here? We'll give her a little rev so you can hear it, and then we'll take it down the road here. And you can hear it out on the street because, guys, all I can tell you is she sounds good. It may blow the camera over. We'll see. All right, here we go. Goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't know about you, but this does things to me, guys. It's Oh man, it blew grass all over my Prowler, man. Just shot grass. It makes me love this car again. Not that I ever really stopped loving it, but it is, honest to God, guys, a very difficult car to drive. I drove it daily for a while, and it's absolutely doable. But good God, the car sits so low to the ground. You got to watch out for everything. It is so bumpy. You feel everything. This is not a cruiser. It's not a touring car. This is a race car that you could drive on the street. It is not meant to be comfortable. Your feet get so hot and sweaty. And I'm sorry to say, I love the Belanger, correct me in the comments below, but the exhaust, phenomenal. Sounds great. But they claim that the interior, the cabin heat, is reduced by 50% by having this exhaust. I didn't feel it, guys. My feet were still sweating so much that I had to turn the air conditioner on and turn it on my feet just to cool my feet down. It gets so hot. Otherwise, great car, fun car, absolutely love it. I filled the tank up for the new owner. Of course, I drove it an hour down here, so it's just above a quarter tank of premium. Let me get buckled up. We're gonna take her for a rip. Now, forgive my voice, guys. I'm still sick. I've been trying to get over this forever, and man, this has been a persistent one. I don't get sick ever, but when I do, you know it's gonna be bad. All right, so shout out to, I'm just gonna call him by his first name, Jason. This car is going back to Florida. He purchased the car. You may know him from Santa's Workshop. He's done a lot for Santa over there at Santa's Workshop. And he's bought a lot of my cars, guys. He bought my yellow Porsche Cayman. He bought my S550, like 2016, I think it was, or 2017 Mercedes S550. He bought my little K car, my Nissan BE1, that little Japanese import car. I think he's bought something. He bought the Viper, obviously. I can't remember. I think he bought something else for him. But anyway, he is a dealer out in Florida, and he has bought several cars for me. Mostly the higher end cars seems to be what he's interested in, except for the little K car. That one, I don't know why he bought it, but I hope, crossing my fingers, you do well on that, Jason. Thank you for buying these cars, man. Honestly, it's nice to have somebody that just hits you up, sends you money, and is like, hey, here's the money, and we do the deal and it's done. That is so refreshing and so nice. With that said, Jason told me that he wanted me to shoot flames out of this before the shipping company comes to pick it up. I don't think it's going to shoot the flames, guys. And we're not going to be in any position to see it if it does. But we do have his permission to take her for a little rip. We're not going to do anything abusive. We're not going to burn tires or do donuts or anything of that nature. I just put brand new tires on this car. We will not be doing any of that. But once we get out of town, if you can even hear me, we are gonna get the RPMs up just a little bit. You know, maybe drop her down into second gear. This car flies, guys. You can easily end up in triple digits in second gear. Like, no joke. This car is incredibly fast. It handles the corners like nobody's business. This is a tough car. Honest to God, this is a very tough car. Okay, speed limit's about to go up to 65, so I think now is appropriate to drop it down into second. Okay, you guys ready? Here we go. Oh my God! That's red line, baby. That is red line. Oh, wait for the pop. No pop this time, no? Oh, man. Oh, I shouldn't say this on video. This car turns me on, man. Oh my God, this car is hot. All right, you ready to see these RPMs? Watch this. We'll let this car go by here. Okay, here we go. You ready? Let's do it. down there, guys. Come on, tell me that this car does not just do it. This thing checks every box. You want to talk about the cool factor? It's like times 1,000. The exhaust has literally made the car. That is no joke. By the way, the exhaust was not sponsored. I paid $4,600 of my own money for this exhaust system. And I'm going to tell you right now, they could have charged a lot more than that, and I would have paid for it if I had known what this car sounded like. Unfortunately, there is drone now, but what I've learned is that if you keep the RPMs under 2,500, she quiets down quite a bit. Let's put it in 5th, and now, look at that. RPMs are down around 2 grand. Now, we also have 6th gear. Let me drop it into 6th. And look how far those RPMs drop down in 6th gear. And you can clearly hear that the drone is mostly gone. Listen to me. Not sponsored. If you have a Viper and you want it to sound like it should have sounded like from the factory, if you want the pops and bangs and crackles without a tune, you need to go hit up Belanger exhaust and get you one of these bad boys, man, because it's going to change your life. This went from a car that was like, all right, it is cool, I love the car, enjoyed the car, great car, whatever. But now, with the kinds of sounds that this thing has coming out of it, oh my God, it's like an exotic car. This thing is ridiculous. All right, here we go. That sound. Oh my God. Yes. I'm going to kill myself in this car. I swear. Oh, I don't need this. I'm so glad that you bought this, Jason, because I'm going to seriously hurt myself. I cannot get enough of it. I really can't. So, part of the reason for getting it out on the road here and really hammering on it is, number one, Jason said to go for it. So, we went for it. Number two, for you guys, so that you can enjoy the sound of this car. Not everybody gets to go for a ride in a Viper, so for those of you that can't do it, here you go. This is as good as I can do for you. I'm taking you with me. You're in the passenger seat, riding in a Dodge Viper with a crazy sounding exhaust, and I hope that you are fulfilled, entertained to the max. I hope that you really enjoy this ride. And number three, the final reason, is I don't like to sell cars without taking them out and really getting into them on the road. I like for people to be able to witness for themselves. You saw, guys, we have hit redline over and over and over and over again in this car. We have redlined the living hell out of it. Guess what? It didn't blow up. It's not blowing up. It's not smoking. It's not making funny noises. The engine didn't start knocking. I want to show everybody that when you buy something from me, you get what you see, okay? Oh, shit. Are you fucking serious? You shit on my fucking head? Oh, motherfucker. Oh, my. Either a bird just shit on my face, which I can't see. Either something just shit on me, or a bug splattered against the mirror or the pillar and splattered on my face. I've got it in my mouth. Unbelievable. This is a memorable last drive of the Dodge Viper, guys, for sure. Anyway, I like to make sure that everybody sees before a transport company picks up a car and does who knows what with it. You got to see firsthand, hey, that's the car that I bought, that I won at auction, whatever. This was the car going up and down the road, doing what it's supposed to do, not giving you any troubles at all. So if something shows up messed up, look somewhere else, because it sure as hell wasn't me. Once I'm done reviewing these cars, when I do that last video, I put them at the house and I park them, and that's it. I'm done. I don't put any miles on them. I might move them in or out of the shop. That's it, guys. That's it. We're going to get back to the house, which is just a couple miles up the road here, and then we'll do a walk around of the car now that we have officially beat the hell out of it. And we'll see what all the gauges look like. We'll pop the hood, take a look at those new headers, and then we're going to say goodbye to this iconic piece of American automotive history. All right, guys, I had to take a quick break because this older gentleman, he had to be at least 75 years old, stopped by, and he wanted to talk to me. He's driving a semi-truck. I couldn't believe it. This guy, no joke, 75 at least. He's driving a semi-truck. He came over here because he saw the 57, and he's got one just like it. Same color, except his is the hardtop. He's got a 327 in it, and he's got a 4-speed. He just came out here because he just wanted to admire the car. We had a little bit of talking. He saw this, and he asked what it was. He had no idea what this... He didn't even ask about the Prowler. He had no interest in the Prowler. He wanted to talk about the Viper. He's like, what the hell is that? And I said, it's a Dodge Viper. And he said, what is that? He said, it sounds like... He said, dude cracked me up, man. He's a cool guy. He said, it sounds like it's got some vitamins under the hood. I said, yeah. I said, she's a bit of a ripper. I said, it's got a V10, 500 horsepower V10. He said, you're kidding me. I said, no, I'm dead serious. She's got a V10 under the hood. Anyway, it's probably not been more than, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. But I wanted you to see those fresh headers down in there, man. Aren't those just a thing of beauty? Absolutely gorgeous. All new hardware, all new gaskets. This thing should be good to go for such a long time. I'm going to fire it up again for you, just so we can have it sitting here running and idling. She is quite hot. I'm not going to lie to you. Under the hood, this thing gets incredibly hot. I have no idea how this engine manages to stay at temperature. The cooling system on this thing must be absolutely gigantic. That's the only thing I can think, because it gets seriously hot under the hood of this car. I'm going to fire it up. I'm not going to rev it up anymore. I have literally blown grass all over my new car. I haven't even... All I did is I moved it from where they dropped it off over here for a picture, a thumbnail, because I'm doing a couple videos today, including one of the new Plymouth Prowler. So I have not even taken that out on the road yet, and I just got through just blowing grass and dirt and dust all over my new car. All right, here we go. Fire in a hole. I want you guys to see she's still nice and hot. I wasn't kidding. Like, temperatures are all still up normal. Oil pressure close to 50 psi. Make sure it's in neutral. There we go. All the gauges are happy. Only warning light that's on is the check engine light. And most importantly, I want to mark the mileage in this video. 47,889 miles. All right, 47889. Now I will have to move it into my garage, and I may have to move it back out. But other than that, this car shouldn't have any more mileage put on it. If it does, well, then somebody's taken it and gone doing a little bit of ripping themselves. This is going to conclude our series on the Dodge Viper. It went from a super cheap example. I think I paid something like $40,000. We put a lot of work into it, guys. A lot. I mean, I really put a lot. New hoses, new oil cooler lines, new serpentine belt, new valve cover gaskets, obviously new headers, whole new exhaust system. All the fluids were completely gone through and replaced. The plugs, the wires, the ignition coils, the intake manifold gasket, the tires, the hood struts, the trunk struts. What else? There's probably more. Of course, the detail from Brian over at the Auto Spa. I got to give a big shout out and thank you to him. Big shout out and thank you, of course, David Stanley, Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. I know we had a few issues with things over there, and you know, wanting to charge like $6,000 or $7,000 for a whole new suspension that, you know, does it need it? I don't think so. But I've never really gotten the car up and checked, you know, the ball joints and tie rods. It could. It's possible that it needs it. I just don't think so, guys. We were just doing some pretty good speeds, and she handles great. Absolutely great. So final look at the car. There it is. There it was. Adios. It's been great knowing you. With that, I'm going to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Jason, I hope you enjoy your new car. It seems like it's my luck. Every time I'm ready to sell something, something goes wrong. It can't be just me. I've had this problem my entire life. I swear. I used to flip cars like on the daily back in the day, guys. Like, I was a serious car flipper back in the day. And I swear to you, I would get a car dialed in, and then as soon as you're ready to sell it, poof, something happens. Or even better, first person comes and test drives it. They love it. They want it. Something goes wrong. It's just been the story of my life. Part of the reason I kind of hate old used cars. Something is just always breaking. Anyway, it is what it is, guys. If you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up button and let me know. Consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already subscribed. And until next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.